Hi, hey, Russ here. Welcome back to the shop. Guess what? Field trip. Yes, we're going to go into the backyard and go over to where my generator is, and let's check out how I have that set up and why I'm doing what I'm doing out there. You've already hopefully seen my video, the one just before this one, about fogs. So let's take a look at that part of the setup, the first category of high amp power. I'm using a Predator generator. I think it's 7,000 watts. It's one of the biggest ones that are out there that's still portable. Runs on gasoline, and it just sits in this shed in the corner there. And in order to use it, I have a cover on the top that I just take off, a piece of plywood to keep the dust off it, and then I go outside and I have this pan that I set up on the outside so that the pipe fits over the muffler inside the space, and lock it down, and then that's my exhaust, so it exhausts from inside the shed, doesn't stay in the shed. And the other thing I have to do in order to set this up is to run my 25-foot cable that runs from the plug-in on the generator and goes over to my house to an outlet on the outside and plugs into there that I did, and that runs directly to the fuse panel. And if you want to know how to set up your electric power for a generator to run your whole house, there's lots of videos out there. I would recommend you watch several of them so you can figure out. And if you're not comfortable working with electricity, you can get somebody to help you do it. I understand mine. I set it up. Everything is fine. I have to manually turn things on and off, so you have to follow the sequence. That's my choice, but it's idiot-proof because nobody uses it but me, so I don't have to worry about somebody coming along and doing it wrong. So you make your choices on that yourself, on how you set it up in the house. This is about where I got my generator and how I have it set up, because most of the time it's just going to sit there in the shed, in the corner, out of the way. If I need to use it, it'll take me 10 minutes to set it up. That's the whole idea of how I have it set up. So, you ready? You excited as much as I am by going out there in the cold? Anyway, it's really not that cold. I live here. But to some, this is freezing. So let's go out there. Let's take a quick look at this. I can get you up and out. There we go. And the tripod is already set up out there so you can kind of see what's going on, hopefully. We'll go out the back door. And now we're going to, there we go. We're going right over there by that little shed back behind here. And they're going into the smaller shed. So we got to go across the deck here. And go over here to the shed. So this is the shed right here. Okay, so here you are looking at the plug-in. First off, this is the cord that goes in to the shed right here. I notched it out so when the door is shut, it holds the cord right there. And this cord is the one that runs from the generator all the way over to the house, and it's plugged in over there, if you can see that, at the house itself. So the cord, and I put this out when I'm ready to use it. When it's not in use, I roll that up and keep it where it's warm in the shop. And then, so it's only out here while I'm using the generator once I set up for run mode. The other thing I have to do is set this up right here. And this is, whoops, let me get that set. This is my exhaust right here. So I made this little screw wing nut. And it's just a wood screw turned into a wing nut. And that holds this in place. It's just a meatloaf pan. I've cut it open and clamped the pipe in there. This end of the pipe goes in the hole, and the generator is right here on the other side, and the muffler's right there. This goes in and goes around the muffler tailpipe, and then it sets tight up against there, and it's held in place right here. And that's how I set it up. So those two things you have to do to use it. When I'm not, I just close it off and we're ready to go. So that's how I have it set up. When it's not in use, like I said, I roll the cable up. Let me set this down. And the other thing I want to show you is real quick is the generator itself. So, and that just sits right here. If you can see this on the floor, hopefully you can see that. The cord, the starter button, the pull is over here, and I just had the piece of plywood laying on there to keep the dust off it. I would take that off. Gas tank fills right here, plenty of room. I keep a 5-gallon can of gas out here, as well as the tank full. The tank holds 6 gallons, so that gives me 11 gallons of usable gasoline on right here at home. And that's enough for several days, depending on how much usage I do. So that's the setup. It's cold out here, so we're going to call it quits. Brr. Well, it was fun. I hope you saw something you enjoyed here and understood. If you have questions, just leave them in the comments. But I have this so that it's easy to set up and use. And when it's not, it's out of the way. Once a month, I'll come out here and start it. Not plug it in. Just run it out here. And that should be enough to keep it maintained. So, and hopefully it'll last me years. Thanks for stopping by. If you learned something here, or if you like this video, say so. Most importantly, come back again, because we're nowhere near done. Thanks. And we'll see you again inside. Let's go back in. It's cold. Bye.